What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, August 21st, 2026. We're live. Of course, I'm Sonia, joined by Brian Arndt, production extraordinaire, and James J. Train Martin, LSU, New Orleans Saints, go Tigers, joined by these guys. And of course, what up, though, to Mr. B. And what's up, the Pink Fanfare? Hey, guys, how y'all doing? We're live.
Good.
Doing well, doing well. Hope you're well.
Well, still sharing. So thanks to all those pages that are allowing me to share. I almost need like 4 people sharing at the same time because it's like your fingers only move so fast. But I've almost got everybody accounted for. So what's up to everybody? To all the YouTube pages that allow me, all the sports pages. Congratulations to my niece Pearson, who just finished her first week of college as of today. Yay for her. Literally, her mom just texted me before we went on and was just like, I haven't heard from her. She's been crickets most of the week. She's, in depression. And she just literally texted me, was like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, hi, I'm fine. I've been texting her. I'll see she's, read the message, but it's just crickets. And she just says, I'm doing a lot better with a heart and a smiley face. So Anissa, kudos to you and JT. I know you guys are managing. They've been out on several dates this week. They've actually started doing that about a year ago because, they knew that this day was coming. This is what they were told by other empty nesters. You got to pour into yourselves to make sure that, you're still good to go when the children are gone. So congratulations to all those folks. And of course, tomorrow's my youngest sister, Deidre's birthday. She's turning a big 40. Happy birthday, Deidre. And of course, we're dedicating the shows. It's so ironic, guys. So next weekend, B and James will be holding it down. And that's ironically my dad's birthday weekend. So I've been dedicating the shows to my dad and to the Honorable Ronald B. Ramsey, Senior, my mentor, judge, friend as well, whose first heavenly birthday was last week. But anyway, guys, it's my favorite time of year, believe it or not. Got a game going on right now, literally in the backdrop. I'm up here watching the Panthers and Jags. I know it's preseason, it's Manila, but the Panthers had Bryce Young out there till about the second, quarter. Then we see KP. We'll not see Mr. King after, this injury he suffered in Canton. Don't know what's going to be the extent of that, but saw Jonathan Brooks moving the ball a little bit. So I'm super excited to see that. Guys, what were your thoughts on that?
I got none. It's a preseason game. It's a preseason game.
Well, no, I was really talking to James though, B, because I saw James look, illuminated for a second, like he, is aware. James and I are in the South. We're very much aware of when major players go down. And Jonathan Brooks being back on the field is a big deal. This is his almost third year in the league because his first year he signed and could not play. Then the second year he was still signed, came back, got re-injured like just a few weeks into the season. So third time's a charm. I mean, he looked decent.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Sonia. I haven't been watching any of tonight's preseason games, but I saw the score. You guys were leading, and I said, okay, it looked like they're giving the Jags the business because they hadn't scored a point. I don't know what the score is now.
It's now like 17. I don't know. I'm about to wait for them to show it. Yeah,
17-6.
They scored a couple of field goals, but they have not been in the end zone. But
gotcha.
Coach Cohen got a little cocky talking about he don't want to put his starters out there at all because they've been scrimmaging all week.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's really putting their starters out there. So I mean, that's a moot point for him.
Our starters were out
there.
That.
Oh, they were out there.
Bryce Young was out there until the second quarter. T-Mac was out there. Yeah.
It just depends. It depends on what team wants to do what. That's the beauty of preseason.
A little bit more. They might need a little bit more showmanship, like Cohen said. And the score is 17-6 right now with 7 seconds left in the first half. So if that's what it takes, now our backups are in and we're still getting it done. I'm happy about it.
But to answer your question regarding Brooks, I'm glad he's out there and he's getting it done. I wish the young man the best. I hope he does. I wish him to have an injury-free season as we've seen, there's been plenty of injuries to go pass around, and he's had his more than his share the past couple of seasons. So let this man be injury free and go out there and try to ball out, except when you play the Saints, sir. But I wish you the best.
It's funny you said it. I was going to say that's probably why you don't want to see the Panthers, because you already going to see what we're working with. You don't want to be warned. So
okay, sure. That's exactly what.
Las Vegas Raiders played the Texans on yesterday, 22-20 Thursday night matchup. Raiders edged out Houston on a late fourth quarter drive, capitalizing on 2 turnovers that were forced by the Vegas' second team defense. Like, these are the B squads getting it done. 49ers, people are saying they're injured. And I don't know, maybe it's because it's just the Chargers and it's preseason, but 41-17 Thursday night action. San Francisco's offense just exploded. James B., we saw them explode during the regular season with their regular players running up the board until they started getting injured. But they're efficient. They have an efficient backup quarterback and a dominant ground attack, averaging 5.2 yards per carry just with their B squad. I mean, I think it was you when we were on last week that said you just were not ready to count 49ers out. We were talking about teams and how they were beat up. You were like, well, I don't know. The 49ers, I'm just not ready to count them out just yet. And this is, if they got their backup looking like this, I feel like pretty confident that you were correct.
There's 2 teams that you just mentioned that I want to highlight a couple of their rookies. First, let's since you're on the 49ers, let's talk about the 49ers. Deshaun Stribling out of Ole Miss. He's looking like a player that's been playing season ball for a while. I mean, he had Mac Jones throwing in the ball, but the first game they played last week, he was done. He had some like 7 or 8 receptions for about 80 yards or so like that. So they're going to be relying upon him. Number 15, he's wearing that 15 like Juwan Jennings was wearing it, but now he's wearing 15, looking far better than Juwan Jennings. I mean, the kid ran a 4.3 in the 40, and he was picked in the second round. But he probably should have been a first-round draft pick, 6'3", 200 pounds or so like that. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with the 49ers. So like they might have a really good draft pick there. And the other rookie that I wanted to talk about was for the Las Vegas Raiders, Mike Washington out of Arkansas. That kid, 6'2", 220 pounds with 4.3 speed. This is the kid that was at the combine crying because he had a couple of injuries and had a lights out junior year at Arkansas. He had been around a couple of schools, I think New Mexico and I forgot the other school he went to, but he ended up at Arkansas and had a 1,000-yard season. First game he broke for a 56-yarder, and it was elite. And then this game, the first carry he had on this game they just played last night, he broke out for a 33-yarder. So be on the lookout for it. The tandem between Ashton Genty and Mike Washington. That's going to be something for them. Hopefully it holds up with their offensive line, but man, that's going to show up Kirk Cousins and help them out and help Kirk Cousins and potentially Mendoza out if he ends up being the starting quarterback as well.
You agree, B?
I don't agree with nothing in preseason. I don't care about the scores. I don't care about who wins. What I look at, wait a minute. When I look at preseason games, I look at some of the functions. For instance, the Texans would have beat down the Raiders in that game with the starters. I'm going to tell you that right now. That defense was all over them in the first half. When they put the starters away and they went down to the second and third strings, that's when the Raiders started making their things. And then I'm going to tell you something. They just got Rippin in there, and he looked horrible. Horrible. That dude threw an interception and had 2 fumbles. That dude was horrible. And that's the reason why the Raiders got into that back in the game. That's why the secondary got back into that game. The second and third stringers got back into that game. But you look at, that's the kind of stuff I look at in preseason. I don't care about the score. I don't care about the dynamics of certain things. I care about how these teams are performing. With the Chargers and the 49ers, yeah, Stribling looked great in that game. But that's still not indicative of what might happen during the season. These are things you can't predict that kind of stuff. It's you might want that to happen. You might think that's going to happen, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. It's just like the Jets playing right now. They got 7-0 lead over the Steelers.
Yeah.
And Will Howard looks horrible too.
Mm-hmm.
But he was playing with some of the starters, and he threw 2 interceptions. And just say that, and then say the Jets in the same sentence when they didn't have no interceptions last year, kind of gives you hope for the season for them, at least in the secondary department. Because they didn't have any interceptions last year, and they have 2 in one game. But it's preseason.
No, but I will give. Yeah, I get you that. But I mean, I will. The optics of Mike Washington, regardless of who he's playing, and he played in the first quarter. He played in the first quarter, so he looked really good against some strong competition. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they were going to win. They won the game. I get it. You playing third and fourth stringers at the end of the game. Yeah, come on. I mean, that's nothing there. But the optics of what some rookies were able to do against some strong talent in the beginning of the game. That's all I'm mentioning. That's it. And Stribling and Mike Washington look like they're gonna be real talent in the league.
And that's again, most rookies are gonna look good anyway. Most rookies are gonna look anyway, and they're good because nobody has tape on them. All you got is college tape. That's not going to really transfer over to the NFL if you don't have any NFL tape. So a lot of rookies should come out. A lot of top-rated rookies should come out swinging. And then it just depends on the course of the game to see how their season goes. Like we talked about Ekuba last year, about him being a receiver, and he started off really great, and then he kind of fell off at the end of the season. That's kind of what you got to look at in these rookies when they come in here. They can look good initially, but then once you start getting tape on them, you got to start seeing different defenses on these folks. So, like I said, it's a process. It's the NFL, so we're looking for competition on all levels.
Well, I'm in between both of you all because if you think about it, there's a purpose for preseason. It's prior to the season. You get a chance to see what teams look like. It's not necessarily about the score. It's about the participants. It's about the players. And for me, if the 49ers are already rumored to have been injured, their main people, you automatically, it's like 1,2. Like you think 1, and then if you're counting, you naturally go to 2. You're naturally going to think, what does their B squad look like? Because you can't count a team out before the season even starts as soon as you hear injuries. That's why you look at your preseason to see who is there that can carry the torch until this team heals and they can stand in the gap. And we've seen this so many times. What's up, Barbershop? I'll be on their show on Tuesday. Good evening to you. And good evening to, I think that was Yenzer or Robbie or something.
That was Yenzer. Yeah,
Same, yeah.
I saw the monkey A and I just was like, I know the lingo without even seeing what it was. But so you have to do it. And, I'm sorry. You know what? No, I'm not sorry. I'm not going to even put an apology on this. I don't care if the Panthers win a little league game and they don't even have a little league in the NFL. I don't care if they show up serving plates. Anywhere my Panthers are, if they're doing winning things and they have a winning attitude, I don't care if they're taking the trash out with jerseys on. I'm there with my pom-poms cheering them on. So 17-6 against the Jags, who we opened the season up last year. And by the way, shout out to Travis Hunter. They say he out there now practicing kicks. He practicing field goals. This kid is crazy. He's already in the offense and the defense, but they did a little sidebar with him. He's talking about warming up to be a backup kicker. I'm like, dude, yeah, Travis Hunter is definitely the jack of all trades for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's a triple J. The New York Jets, like B alluded to, 7-0. We already know because it's the Jets that's not a realistic score. However, this is Pittsburgh with 55-year-old Aaron Rodgers at the helm and being reunited with his father, Mike McCarthy. So this may be, Doomsville in the retirement center on display for us. Steelers fans, we apologize in advance. Most of you guys are already over 60 anyway. So there you have it. But yeah, defensive battle at Acrisure Stadium with the Jets holding on to 7-0. league. So kudos to all those teams. Now it's time for the fun part. This is our college football extravaganza. Extravaganza. We are talking about the top 10 teams as they left last season and also what players to watch. I know that James is just illuminated with LSU. I know that B is just almighty with the Michigan Mighty Wolverines. And I am go Dogs. I am always for college football. I am a Georgia Dogs fan. Now basketball, then we flip over to North Carolina, but I don't have a North Carolina college team and I don't plan on changing that. So we're going to start out talking about the Georgia Bulldogs. SEC power, guys. This returned elite defensive trench depth and dynamic pro-style passing scheme that Kirby Smart keeps going is built for a deep 12-team playoff run. Prove me wrong.
I don't know. Texas is probably the number one seed in the SEC. I like Georgia. I like Georgia a lot, and but they kind of fell off a little bit.
They did.
Those two championship.
Playoffs,
I don't know what they're. I'm pretty sure they did well with recruiting. I don't know where they ranked specifically, but
well,
man,
the number three in a preseason polls are number three.
Right.
Yeah, these.
No, I mean as far as like they're recruiting for. Yeah.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah, this is just top 10. I don't have like a number 9. I don't think that's number 9. Well, yeah, I really do. It's funny you said it. They got number 10 is Texas A&M Aggies. Defensive juggernaut, physical front seven, elite run stopping metrics, and disciplined ball control game plan. They got them at number 10.
Who's got them at number 10?
This is the rankings through Forbes.
Oh, because I got the AP top 25, which is overlaps Forbes. So
yeah. So who do you have at number 10? Who do you have at number
10? At number 10, they have Oklahoma.
No, they maybe this is no specific order, child. I don't know. Let's just, you know what, B? Thanks for messing up my notes. Wow, right here, live. Tell me this, brother.
I get them from the real. I would get them from the real McCoy. It's NCAA top 25. So.
Yeah, normally I do that. Like, say for instance, we are already talking about playoff contention. So, B, why don't you lead us into our number? You go ahead and you name it out, and I'll tell you what I have on them, and then we'll chime in from there.
All right, so let's start with number 10 with Oklahoma. What you got on that?
I have nothing for the Sooners. The only thing I have is that they're gonna be that team that people never see coming sooner than later.
I like that. Sooners than later.
Yeah, sooner than later.
Yeah, they lost some of their key players, and they got their quarterback still there. What's the kid's name? Number 10. I forgot. Mateen, something. I forgot the kid's name.
Oh yeah, Mateen. Yeah. I know
something. I mean, well, anyway, he's there, and I think he'll be okay. I thought they were decent, but I think they're going to fall out of the top 10. I don't know. They're in the SEC as well.
Right there on the bottom.
They're right. No, I think they're going to fall out of it.
Oh, I got you now, B. I got the list now from Sports Illustrated.
Anyway. All right, so nobody's really got nothing on Oklahoma. Oklahoma might be a little bit of a surprise for some people. Like you said, they might show up there if they are consistent of what I've been seeing. People talking about they have a good shot of getting in the playoffs. Oklahoma is not a bad team. They're a really good team, and like James said, they've lost some players to the NFL. And then through the portal too, they've gotten some people. So we'll see what happens there because that's going to be they got tough matchups.
I want to. Oh, go ahead, B.
No, go ahead. You're good because I'm about to go number 9.
Well, before you get to 9, let me tell you about 10, and then I want to kind of push towards another number just for 1 second. So Brent Venables' defense, y'all got to think about how they've matured. Like they're more aggressive. So I don't know about them slipping out the top 10. They are a turnover forcing unit. If you look at their stats, and they have an improved quarterback stability. You know, that like that right there, your leader, commander in on the field, commander in chief, so to speak. But before we go to number 9, I want to talk about number 11 because this is James' team. The LSU Tigers just missed the top 10, James. Now
It's okay.
They're entering high stakes new era. That's the reason why they have an elite roster with good athleticism. We know that. And they have an explosive perimeter play. Like all their playmakers are awesome around the perimeter. And then they have, you know, even though it doesn't make a lot of difference on the field, they got the top end NIL talent there. So you're not concerned because you know LSU can move up at any time. Let's talk about LSU for a little bit. New coaching era, all that good stuff down there in the Bayou.
Yes, they didn't want to give us number 5 because Jaden Daniels didn't want us to obtain a number 5. So we had to drop down 6 spots to 11. So I guess, I mean, it is what it is. But Jaden, sorry for shooting a shot at you, man. I still love you. LSU's one of 3 Heisman Trophy winners. It is what it is. Let's get that. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. Let's get that figured out. But that being said, LSU has the number 1 NIL talent in the nation. With all the they were the top NIL transfer portal team, and of course the self-proclaimed transfer portal king in Lane
Kiffin.
Excuse me. I think he's got LSU. Sam Levitt, the quarterback now out of Arizona State, who was with Jordan Tyson. Jordan Tyson and what's the kid's name? Cam Scatterboo. They were a triple threat there. So he's going to be good there with LSU. And they retained their 2 running backs at Harlan Berry and I forgot the other kid's name, but a tandem back there. And like you said, they got talent on the outside, including their tight end in Green, who's 6'7", a touchdown machine in the red zone. So I really like, and they picked up a lot of players from Ole Miss on defense, including like their top edge rusher out of that school, Prince something. I forgot the kid's name. I'm sorry, forgive me. But is that what it is?
Is it Prince Amaka? Can't pronounce it.
No. That dude, he probably been retired. Yeah. But they will be moving up in the top 10 at some point. Keith Engel, our partner from Stream of Consciousness, he doesn't think that they're gonna. He thinks they're gonna take a step back. So we'll see. But he doesn't like Lane Kiffin either. So it is what it is.
I mean, by the way, Panthers 20, Jacksonville 6. You mentioned, Jaden making you guys slip to number 11, but don't worry, just a small plug. Former LSU defensive end, current Buccaneers edge rusher Jack Pyburn filed a lawsuit against the NCAA and has been granted a temporary restraining order that allows him to return to LSU or any college for a 5th year of eligibility. And he did sign, he's 22 years old. He did sign a 3-year, $3.15 million contract that included $115,000 guaranteed with the Buccaneers. So that means even though he's gone, he's still getting paid. He's an undrafted free agent, and he recorded only 2 sacks in Tampa Bay's preseason opener last week against the Jets. But if he does exercise his return to college, the Buccaneers will maintain the NFL rights from a signed contract. But that means he won't be eligible to re-enter the draft after his 5th year is up because he's going to continue as a member of the Buccaneers. Wow. So he's automatically going to be right back on the team in 2027. And he got a $15,000 signing bonus, but he left the Buccaneers, and it's going to possibly now void that $100,000 part that's guaranteed. But now this opens the doors. I was reading up on this legally. This opens the doors for any NFL player, no matter who you are, no matter how long you've been playing in the league. You too can petition under this temporary restraining order if you get cut from your team, Cam Newton, you too can go back to your college alma mater or wherever you went or any college in the NCAA and sign on for your 5th year eligibility. So
that's dumb.
it is very.
That's all I'm gonna say.
You're gonna be like 37 out there playing.
Dumbest stuff I've heard. Man. You ain't go, and then on top of that, Tampa Bay. If I was Tampa Bay, you want to go back to college? Cool. I want my money back. That's how it works. That's how it should work. I want my money back because you ain't going to be playing for us. So what the hell are we paying you for? You want to go back to college?
He's going to come back out.
I don't care if he's going to come back out. He ain't playing for him right now. He's going to go back to college. So give him my money back because they get money.
They shouldn't have guaranteed him. They shouldn't have guaranteed him if they were going to cut him. They knew they were going to cut him. The onus is on both of them.
Well, maybe they would cut him. I don't know. It's only one game of the preseason.
Oh, they did cut him? They cut him before that happened?
Yeah. Well, last
week. He was cut. He was cut already then. I mean, that's different.
Yeah, he played last week with his 2 sacks, and then they stacked this stuff into a stack and got him out of the locker room.
Oh, he didn't make the roster. That's what it is. So I mean, I'd try to get back in it as well. If you're not going to have any money. I was like, when you said his name, I'm like, he wasn't that good.
Right? Like who
was he? Right. Was he like a 7th? I mean, I watched him at LSU, so I know he was okay. He was average. But what round was he drafted in? What was he drafted?
Now I don't know, like
5th, 6th, 7th.
The ones where we done stopped watching.
The 3rd day. Yes.
Yeah,
he wasn't. I'm about to say B. He wasn't.
Well. To update your story, by the way, the federal appeals court on Friday temporarily halted an order that would have granted thousands of athletes who left college after last season an extra year of eligibility. So they said, hold up a minute.
Yeah, because it's opening floodgates.
Yep.
Everybody going to run in there.
Wait a minute, hold up.
So that must have just came down this afternoon because you said Friday. So this story. Oh, Nick Chubb retired. Thank you for that, Dizzle. Congratulations to him.
It's about time for him, man. Those knees have had. They've been through the woodshed, literally. The grinder, those knees. Yes. But I mean, he's had a great career for what he was able to do.
Nick Chubb, congratulations. I think he still has some youth on his side that he can enjoy life, even though he's had these knee injuries. Lord, he was starting to become a bit of a journeyman, seemingly, because I think I remember hearing something about he was at another team's facility or whatever. But while I'm just saying all that, he's Pro Bowl 4 times, announced his retirement after 8 seasons in the NFL, 7,349 rushing yards, 54 rushing touchdowns, a career 5.1 yards per carry. He was with the Browns recently.
Most of that with the Browns, yeah.
Yep. Then he went to the Texans. That's why they started to, get on that journeyman thing. And then today, it looks like just a few minutes ago, he was quoted saying on Instagram, "Till the day that I die, it will always be go Dogs, go Browns, Batman out." So what a very retrospective moment right there. Thank you for breaking that for us, Dildo. That's what we want you guys to do. Comment and let us know you're watching. Don't just, sit quietly and listen to all the information. Chime in when you have breaking news. Number 9, back to our college countdown, the Miami Hurricanes. No shock.
Ole Miss.
I thought they would be higher than that. Sorry. Ole Miss is number 9. Yeah, Ole Miss Rebels. My apologies. Elite offensive tempo, yards per play efficiency, experienced transfer laden front 7, like all those folks that came running down there out of the portal. Ole Miss Rebels.
And Jack's favorite quarterback?
Yes. If we had to hear that name one more time.
That's what I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
I don't know.
Saying it.
I'm
not saying it because I'm going to hear about it for the next couple days.
Trinidad James.
No.
Trinidad Shambliss.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shambler. Why is people naming these people? Lord have mercy.
But I will say the kid's good. They have a good running back there. They have some decent wide receivers, but they
Shambler.
don't have the key ingredient. What they had before was Lane Kiffin
Coaching.
and the coaching offensive coordinator in Charlie Weiss Jr. So that's going to be a big difference. And I think that with that missing, that element missing, they're going to fall out of the top 10. It's going to happen.
They're dangling. B, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of have the same opinion on the Ole Miss as James does. When coaching does matter, especially if it's good coaching. If you don't have good, I mean, it matters if it's bad coaching too, because obviously you might have all the talent in the world, but if you have bad coaching, your team's gonna suck. So, you have good coaching in this consideration. I don't know what the new regime is going to bring into there, so I couldn't say that they're going to be horrible or better or the same.
It's
It
their
depends.
former defensive coordinator that moved up. He moved up
No,
into the position. So I mean, but he's not the offensive coordinator. He's not the
no, it's
offensive
true.
genius that Lane Kiffin is. So
Yeah, yeah.
that
So
makes a
I
big
mean,
difference.
So yeah, I mean, Ole Miss is kind of hanging by the Bojangles. So
Our number
Dangling,
8 team
dangling.
has the ball controlled and physical dominance enough to survive the SEC grind. It's none other than the Texas A&M Aggies. They've been pretty dominant on
well,
this run.
I say that Texas A&M has a really good defense. Their defense is probably one of the top notch defenses in the college ranks right now. But their offense is the question.
Yeah.
And it was a question last year too, because their defense did step up and did make a lot of plays for them. But their offenses failed them a couple of times, especially against when they played Texas in their little showdown that they have during the season. So
And Miami in the
we
playoffs.
yeah, Miami in the playoffs. So I'm I'm looking for maybe they can get more stability on the offense. I don't know, or else this is going to be the same Texas A&M team we had last year, basically. Great defense, offense.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they don't have Casey Concepcion anymore.
Mm-mm.
So, but they still have the quarterback there. I think they might hold their own and stay within that top 8 to 10. I don't know if
Mhm.
they go any higher than that. Depends on what happens in the next 7 that you mentioned. But I still think that, like you said, the defense is outstanding. So I think they'll stay up in that range. It'd be hard to see them fall. I don't know, but Texas be the team that would knock them down out of it.
Number 7, led by transfer quarterback Darian Mensah, that will be leading this ACC race. Lethal defensive pass rush while handling and hanging on to the offense, guys. The Miami Hurricanes, number 7.
They no longer have Ruben Baines there, but they do have Mensa coming out of Duke, your school, and he also came out of LSU. I mean, not LSU, but Tulane. Mensa is going to be something to reckon with in the ACC. So I like them to maintain their level of excellence in that division, because I don't see much of anything else. I don't know how Clemson is going to do. They may be okay, but Dabble doesn't dabble in the transfer portal, so he may be yabba dabba sucking pretty soon.
Yabba dabba doo, yabba daddle sweet. You agree,
Yabba
B?
dabba doo doo.
Yeah, I think this is one of the teams that I have contended for a national championship. They did it last year. I think they can do it again. I think they got enough players in the transfer portal this year, not to necessarily make up for Baines. And remember, they lost their other end as well to the NFL draft. So they got both ends in the NFL. So, but their defense is going to be outside in instead of inside out, I think, with the Hurricanes. And that might bode a little bit better with them. But I still see them in the playoffs, most definitely. I don't think they're going to ever fall out of the top 10. They got a pretty good schedule too. So we'll see how that goes for them. But they're
They got that elite receiver that was a freshman last year in Malachi Tony.
yes, sir.
So yeah, that's a big deal for them too.
It's so weird, to think that the Canes, like we said, Keith's team, that they are here, and we're not saying, Alabama, Georgia, and all that, right? At least when you're talking about champions, they all took a sabbatical this past season, and true to form,
It's all about the U.
The
It's
U.
all about the U.
And true to form, right behind the
Convicts.
Miami Hurricanes, the optics there, the champions are at number 6. The Indiana Hoosiers riding immense momentum following this historic national championship run behind Kirk Cignetti's discipline schemes and aggressive portal additions. They are projected in the Big Ten to continue on. It was not a period after this championship or even an exclamation point. It was a comma. They are continuing on, and they are ranked at number 6 right now.
I'm saying
Fernando Mendoza.
but they got a quarterback that's just about as good as him too. So, and his brother, by the way, transferred out of there. I think he went to Did he go to NC State or something like that? He went to one of those other colleges. But anyway, but Fernando? The guy that they got Fernando's brother.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, they both played in the same team last year. He was a backup to his brother.
Wow.
Anyway,
both played quarterback.
Yep.
That is unreal. How did I not know that?
They got to reload though, because they lost Hemby, the dual threat running backs back there. They lost wide receivers, Omar Cooper and Starrett. What's the kid? Jared. I forgot the other kid's name. So one was in the first round, one was in the third round, and they lost both running backs back there. So I'm pretty sure they may have reloaded. I don't know what they're going to be like. And I understand you're right. They got a quarterback back there. So I'm not saying that the coach doesn't have talent there, but they had a lot of talent there on offense that's gone. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if they stay in that position. I'm not sure. I don't know. Because you got to remember also they're playing in the Big Ten. I mean, it's still the Big Ten, yeah.
Big Ten.
That's a tough conference.
On top of that, though, they still have Cignetti, and that's the big part of it.
Fair enough.
So
fair enough.
He took it. Nobody saw Indiana coming last year, did they? Hail to the North.
But the team. I'm saying the team was talented too, though. Let's not get that twisted. They had a talent.
Really, nobody knew about that team really until they started playing well and they started taking off. So there's that. Nobody knew who Fernando Mendoza was.
Yeah. Now
he took that team. Basically, he took that team of a bunch of not player. I'm not saying nobodies, but people that are not well-known names, and got them into a national championship. And that's on the coach too. You got to put that on Cignetti.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying it's not. But as a coach, you got to make sure you're reloading. I don't care how great you are. You got to have the chess pieces to play chess. So I'm just saying, yes, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We got to see. They lost a lot. I remember LSU was great at one point at the 2019. All those boys left when we were right in the dumps. So that's all I'm saying. Just gotta have your transfer. Be mindful.
I'm not saying they're going to win another national championship. I said it could be in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win another national championship.
Right.
No.
But they got you got to replenish, because if you're on the top and you're not, and your recruiting crew is not out there getting the best talent, it's going to be a huge void. And your fans that were there from the previous season are going to be in shock when you start dropping L's every single week, and it's going to be debilitating, because it's nothing like being on the top and just literally going all the way down. Speaking of that, I literally forgot about.
I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, pardon me. I was rooting for Indiana too, so I'm not going against them. I just like to be like a realist about what's there and what are we replacing it with. That's all.
No, I got you, and I definitely agree 1,000% on that. Speaking of that, I forgot at the halfway mark to play our commercial. We've got to do a tardy commercial here real quick, guys. We'll be back in about 42 seconds, I believe it is.
Actually, 1:20, but you're good.
1:20.
get that money, get that fame. Like them dollars, get your head in the game. Get that money, get that fame. Like them dollars, get your head in the
All right, guys, we back. Y'all see what we do. This is McGrath Podcast Network. And if you ain't on here, you're not on the right information. We're talking about now we're in the last five, or should I say the first five top teams of our college football preview. Sitting at number 5, the Texas Longhorns, guys. Now, their linebacker, Anthony Hill Jr., the undisputed vocal leader and run stopper in the Middle Texas defense, was drafted by the Titans in the draft. The IOL DJ Campbell, the anchor of the interior offensive line, drafted as well by the Dolphins. The running back Trey Wisner and their wide receiver DeAndre Moore Jr., skill position contributors on the sides who hit the portal during their Texas roster's overhaul. And they lost wide receiver Jamie French, former 5-star receiver who entered the transfer portal as well to find starting snaps elsewhere. Just a little too crowded in that locker room for all of those guys, except for the ones that went over to the NFL. But you got to look out for the Longhorns because they got a high ceiling quarterback play and an NFL caliber type offensive tackle tandem, and deep skill positions are still keeping Texas firmly in the SEC driver's seat. Guys, Longhorns, do you agree or not?
Yep. I think that they are going to be up there. And then, of course, we're going to see the continued improvement and skill talent of the quarterback. I thought that he was a little bit ahead of the gun with the previous season with all the hype because of the Manning name. But I think that he, over the time of the season, as we went along, he continued to show improvement and he continued to get a lot better. I think he'll be more seasoned under Steve Sarkisian's offense and scheme. And they look like they're ready to push for a national championship if they can. I mean, it's going to be SEC is going to be a lot tougher this year, but I think Texas, the fact that they're in the SEC along with Oklahoma, makes it all the better for competition. And this might be their year to get in that top 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And in fact, I should have been putting on my hater blockers because we're talking about the top teams coming up. So there's that.
I think Texas is going to go wherever Mason takes them. If he does really well this year, I think Texas will be in the playoffs. They can challenge for a national title. Because even though you mentioned a lot of players that they lost, they did really good in the portals. They brought a lot of people in there. I've been looking at their news log, although they did lose one of their linebackers, T. Anthony Smith, and he left the team in a shocking move. So we don't know what's going on with that, but he's one of those players that they were dependent on the defense. So we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, they've been pretty focused on getting that team back to where they need to get back to. So, like I said, Manning is the key.
Manning is the key. Manning is the key. Wow, that's just all right. Speaking of the key, the Fighting Irish, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, are at number 4. Marcus Freeman returning with a top tier defense, and offense is right behind it. But you can't be too careful. Running back Jeremiah Love, huge loss for this team, and Jadarian Price, both dynamic backfield weapons on this team. Both of them went in the draft, and they took a combined 20 plus touchdowns off the roster. Those two dudes by themselves were responsible for double-digit touchdowns last year. They also lost their offensive lineman, Emil Wagner, both of them, and Billy Schrock, two multi-year starters on the offensive line. Both of them went to the draft, and they left early for the draft. Let's be clear. They should still be on the roster, but they were like, we're out. Then their defensive end, Jordan Botello, and junior Tua Halamaka, the veteran edge rushers, both graduated, and they went pro as well. And then depth edge Josh Burnham transferred to Indiana. And then one more, as if it wasn't good enough, cornerback Devontae Smith, the lockdown boundary corner. We know who he is. He's in the NFL. Guys, a lot of big pieces, and we've heard these names before in the league already. Big pieces already gone off the board. Do the Irish still have a fight in them, or are they more like clawing these days?
Well, I mean, forget clawing. They're more petitioning. Remember, this team petitioned the bowl because they got left out of the playoffs last year, and they lost the first two games that they probably, for all intents and purposes, should have won both those games.
But they begged
so, can they? And with these losses, I mean, you lost elite level talent. You lost 2 first-round running backs, and it's unheard of for running backs to even go in a first round. And you had your 2 starters. I mean, your first and your backup went in the first round, number 3 and number 25 or 32, excuse me, for Seattle. So that being said, did they replenish? Did they reload? I wouldn't doubt it. I think Notre Dame is a prestigious school. They're always going to be up in the running for things. They have a great defensive-minded coach. But they got to win out the gate. I don't know who their first. If anybody can look at the schedule and see who the first teams they're playing, that makes a big difference. They lost to Texas A&M, and then they lost to they lost to Miami. They lost to Miami, both Miami and Texas A&M. Both two, and mind you, those are 2 teams. Was it Miami they played, I think, early on?
Yes.
Yeah, because Miami is the one that beat them out for the playoffs. So they lost to 2 teams that ended up being top tier teams. So I don't know what they're going to start out out the gate with. I forgot the games that they're playing, but I don't know. I until they can prove me wrong, I don't think they're going to be where they were last year. They may be petitioning again. Who knows? Because again, they were left out of the playoffs.
They lost a lot of big players. Panthers or Falcons about to run the South, not Tampa Bay. What's up, Ricky? I'm glad you got your facts together, but it won't be the Falcons. They got a quarterback.
Hold on, Ricky Bobby. We need to talk about the Saints, sir.
Bobby Boucher. B, what's your thoughts on the Irish? That's up there.
I'm completely opposite. I'm completely opposite of this guy because they returned 72% of their starters.
Woo!
And you returned 72%. Yeah, they lost some elite talent. But you know what? You got a great coach. You got 2 players that are still in the top 10 players. You got Leonard Moore, who's a great cornerback that plays for Notre Dame. You also got C.J. Carr. He could be in a contention for being a Heisman Trophy winner.
So you're telling me the opposite of what they did last year with elite talent, losing those first 2 games, that they're going to do better than that?
Okay, Ricky.
All right.
Yeah.
What's up, Steve?
I got them in the national championship, as a matter of fact. I think they can do it.
They thought they could too, and then they petitioned that they didn't want anything because they couldn't get into the playoffs.
Screw the petition. They shouldn't have lost those 2 games in the period. That's the point, right there.
There you go, with the talent that they had. And you're telling me without Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, they're going to do better than what they did last year. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, wow. Let's go ahead and make sure we save this clips. Go ahead and save clip. So that'll automatically clip our AI clips.
You can save all the clips.
The number 3 team, Pitt Panthers. Okay, there's excuse me, the Georgia Bulldogs. Now we talked about the transfer portal, and we also talked about your recruitment. being lined up. And this is why Kirby Smart's real name is Smart. He's naturally smart in recruiting his talent. The Bulldogs have lost a lot of their bark. Wide receiver Zachariah Branch, Kobe Young, and Dylan Bell. James, I think I've heard you talk about him before. Branch declared early for the NFL. I mean, they're like, listen, we're not getting money from the name and likeness. We're just going out to the league. And then the NFL draft alongside veteran pass catchers Kobe Young and Dylan Bell. Their offensive tackle, Monroe Freely. Y'all know he came out my Carolina Panthers, okay? Offensive lineman.
We took Oscar Delp, 3rd round. The Saints took him. We took 2nd round, Kristen Miller, defensive tackle out of them.
Yes, Kristen Miller. And that left their blindside protector wide open for the Dogs. Their linebacker, CJ Allen, and cornerback Dalen Everett, both defensive leaders. They went into the league as well. And this was part of Kirby's back 7. And then their defensive back, Jonel Aguero, as well as their running back, Roderick Robinson. Both of those were starting defensive backs. Aguero is now at Ole Miss, and Robinson left for UAB. So they were in the transfer portal. One can only hope, James, for real, because we're down here in Georgia. We see these guys. We already seen them miss the playoffs last year. Like they eliminated them ASAP. And now some of their players are wanting to get in the transfer portal now. I mean, they're ranked at number 3, though.
Let me talk to Ricky Bobby down there. You talking about Kamara and Cam Jordan.
Put the comment back up, B.
He don't really understand who's on the team now.
Who is your team?
He's got to be a Panthers fan, right? He's probably a Panthers fan.
I don't know.
Atlanta fan, Falcons fan.
Yeah,
there you go. So yeah. So nobody's talking about Kamara like that. We're talking about the guy we took from the Jaguars, Travis Etienne.
Yeah, they mispronounced his name. By the way, his brother down there tonight, they didn't call him Etienne several times. I'm like, they must didn't get the memo.
Yeah. So that dude got a big fat check for being a dominant dog down there in Jacksonville. So we got him. So you got to be content with him, sir.
Oh.
What? You really not? You don't even know what you're talking about. You say he's good, but young. He's 26. He's going on 27. He played college ball for 7 years. Get your facts straight, sir. So he's a seasoned quarterback that's playing ball right now. He's ready.
Oh, pep on that poor child.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs has something to say about that, but okay.
Yes, you can have the best. Hold on, let me say it. You can have the best running back in the league on the worst team. You can have that, sir. You can have that.
It's shown, yes. He's been the best running back. Yeah,
you've been the best running back in the league on the crappiest team. You got first round talent all on that offense, and you're still garbage and had to fire your coach.
Who's it?
Trash.
Whose team?
The Falcons. The Falcons. Yes. Please, come on, man.
Anyway,
you know what? I'm from New Orleans, sir. We make gumbo. I'll be glad when we get the Falcons. We pluck them feathers and put them in the bowl, and I'll serve you some dish. Revenge. Revenge is the best dish served cold. I will serve you a bowl of Falcon gumbo cold to you, sir, for revenge. Holler back at me.
And we love you, Ricky, for commenting. But brother, this is college football we're talking about right now, not professional. So
yes,
get in the game like EA Sports says.
Ricky Beaver? Was it Ricky Beaver?
We call him Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
I thought
go back to Talladega.
Ricky Beaver.
He said he likes gumbo.
That's right. Well, the Falcon stew is going to be a different a different ingredient in the menu for you, sir.
What is it called? Etouffee? What is
etouffee?
Etouffee.
Yeah. Falcon etouffee. For sure.
Yummy. All right, so the Georgia Bulldogs, after talking about all them, B says James needs to take a small little breather here while he done got his guy together so he come back. Do you agree with the Bulldogs being in the number 3 position? I don't know if I'm really on that right now because they just didn't show what they did last year to us. Stribling.
Yeah, talking about him.
That's one of the rookies I brought up at the beginning of the show, sir. You just popping in. We're not going to bring that up again.
Yeah, that was it. That was all we talked about for San Francisco. It's preseason, man. We don't get into all that. I don't get into all that. Everybody else may, but I don't get into all that.
Just to give you a recap, he did good, and that's all. Let's
Yes,
move on. Thank you.
he's playing well in preseason.
I
Georgia,
love it.
Georgia looks, and I think Georgia rearmed up as well, and I think that's the reason why they got their number 3 ranking. Who's their quarterback? I don't even remember who their quarterback. Who's their quarterback?
It's the kid. I forgot his name. He started as a freshman, sophomore. This will be his junior year.
Yeah, I
He's pretty
forget.
good too.
He's
pretty
a good
decent.
quarterback. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Your
good.
boy number 19's position after he went to Miami.
He took over. He took over Beck. Yes, Carson Beck.
Carson Beck.
I can't think of his name. I know the kid. He's good. He's good. I think Georgia is going to be good. I think they reload. One thing about Georgia, you can always put them in the top 5 in recruiting. So they're always going to be up there because, like you mentioned, smart is smart. He's able to go in that living room and get all that top talent
Gunner
and bring it in.
Stockton. Gunner
Stockton, yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that, dude? I don't even know what you mean by that.
Oh, yeah, because Diggs got signed by the Seahawks and got released the next day. Trey Diggs.
Well, nobody was signing Trey Diggs.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. That's not the Lions. Okay. All right. So, let's move on to number 2. The Mighty Ducks. Dan Lanning once again. They lost running back Mekhi Hughes, Noah Whittington. Whittington actually exhausted his eligibility, y'all. He ain't getting a 5th-year option. And Hughes entered the portal, forcing Oregon to lean heavily on Jordan Davidson and their transfer additions. They're literally leaning into their portal. They their secondary depth, Aaron Scott Jr. and Carl Williams IV, they left, and their departures have now been replaced. Oregon overhauled its defensive entire backfield, guys, to replace NFL draft entrants and portal exits. That's hilarious. Draft entrants and portal exits. It's like they were making a mad dash for the exit door in Oregon. And then they've had a lot of defensive line rotations, lost 7 depth linemen to the portal following heavy competition from these return starters. What's going on, Pink, from the return starters? And all I want to know is, have the threat started yet? Because Dan Lanning's squad is still got an explosive aerial attack under their quarterback, Dante Moore, but they forfeited. They didn't forfeit. They've had to refortify, I should say, their secondary because it's been relentless in looking for some depth for the trenches that they've been going through with all these people that they've moved around. And first of all, why is everybody leaving Oregon? What is going on?
It's Oregon.
I don't see a problem with Oregon. I think Lanning and Dante Moore are key players for that offense and that team, and they're going to be right at the top, just like everybody, like they've been. I think I don't think they go down unless I don't know who's on their schedule that can potentially upset them. But I like Oregon to stay up top. If somebody has a list of their schedule, I could tell you if it's any of these teams on here, then maybe. But if not, where they play, they look like they might be dominant too. They're in the Big Ten, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they play OSU?
I don't know. I'm checking out right now.
If they play OSU, then maybe. And that's probably a segue to your number 1, right?
Yep, it is a segue to my number 1 while B is searching for that. Well, B, let me let you talk about Oregon before I just plug that in. Let's let them put a pause in the number 1 position for a second, even though everybody's probably already figured it out.
Well, I like Oregon, because I have a little bit of ties. Well, I don't say I have ties, but it has ties to my city. Dante Moore's from Martin Luther King High School here. He replayed his high school football, and he's an impressive young man. He's a very good quarterback. He'd be another guy that you would want. Probably is going to be in for the Heisman mix next year, or this coming up season. So I think Oregon does get a little bit more of a lot of hype, though. I'm not sure their cornerback play from what they had it from last year. If it goes down any, I I don't know if I can keep their number 6. I'm just looking at their schedule here.
You mean number 2?
They're number 2. Maybe that's where we're gonna go. They got to play Boise State. That's not really a hard game. Oklahoma State, Portland State,
No.
USC, who's not ranked number 14. They got to play Illinois. They got to play Nebraska. Who else they got here? They got to play 16 Michigan. They got to play Michigan State. They do have to play Ohio State at Ohio State November 7th.
Yes.
They play Northwestern.
I think that's the first loss.
That's also that's the first game I could tell that's the real game for them.
That's the first loss for them.
If
they lose, because they could win that game. It just depends on. I mean, they could still win that game, but I think that'd be the most challenging game for them of the season. Let's put it that way.
Because at number 1, we have the Ohio State Buckeyes, clear national title favorites, returning star wide receiver Jeremiah Smith, high upside quarterback Julian Stayen, and one of the country's most physically imposing defensive front sevens, despite, and this is what gets me, despite the changes of their people that they've had, their wide receiver Cornell Tate and wide receiver Quincy Porter Jr. are out of there. Milan Graham, all of them. Tate is in the NFL, and he anchored the perimeter. Graham and Porter both transferred to Notre Dame. Defensive tackle Caden McDonald and defensive end Caden Curry. McDonald went into the draft after anchoring the interior defensive line, and senior leader Caden Curry graduated and went as well. And then their linebacker, defensive end C.J. Hicks, and quarterback Lincoln Keonhoff. Hicks entered the transfer portal after 4 years at Columbus, while backup quarterback Keonhoff departed for more playing time. None of these people that have moved around are going to take away from the fact that Ohio has one of the most terrifying defensive fronts in any of the leagues in college.
Or probably the most electrifying wide receiver, offensive weapon that any team has, and probably going to be the number 1 overall draft pick in the 2027 draft. I'm just going to put that out there right there. Jeremiah Smith is everybody's going to be trying to tank for that kid. I'm just telling you right now. I know.
Unless you need a quarterback. Because that's when all the quarterbacks are coming out.
They'll probably go afterwards, right? I think it'd be 2 down. I think that receiver.
He could be top 5. He could be top 3 even.
I'm giving you number 1. I'm just like you calling Notre Dame to make the national championship. I'm calling this kid to be the number 1 draft pick in 2027.
What is that now? Stop clip.
Marsh Manning.
Yes.
Marsh Manning. All right, guys.
I don't see any of those quarterbacks being top.
Now, I really can't really say anything about OSU because I have a hate for OSU because I'm a Michigan Wolverine fan. Mm-hmm. But what happened to them last year? Because this is the same talk that we had last year. And where were they at last year? Number 1. Texas is actually number 1, but they beat them. But then what happened to them? They stayed.
I agree. I think they can go down
in Miami, and they went down.
I think they can go down. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the player.
I'm talking about the player. Tell you something. I talk about Ohio State
ranking like a stripper on a baby oiled pole. They just kept sliding down.
Let me tell you something about Ohio State. Ohio State's problem is not with the players. They have really good players. I'm gonna say this out of bias. They have really good players, and they do have a national championship team. The problem is their coaches. Ryan Day is a sucky ass coach. I'm sorry.
They be threatening him too.
And I'm telling you what. And then you got the bearded one as a defensive coordinator. The only reason why he's looking good is because that defense is looking good. Because that defense is making him look good. Those coaches need to go. I really think that
Matt Patricia.
If they don't win a national championship this year, they should fire Ryan Day.
Anybody with a female first name for a last name, and what's Rex Ryan's brother's name that used to work with the Saints that had the big beard?
Rob Ryan.
Rob Ryan. Yeah.
Wait, is it Rob? No, I'm sorry.
Rob.
Yeah, it is Rob.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
always looked like an angry Santa Claus.
Oh no, he is Rob Ryan. I'm thinking about Rob Reiner. Yeah, but yeah, Rob Ryan. Yes,
He had a beard too
Yeah,
yes.
at one point.
you
Rest in
know,
peace, sir.
Yes, sir.
well, guys, we appreciate all the likes, love, shares, and comments tonight. Over 25 comments. B and James, this has been great. Thanks for hanging in there with me tonight. Now, small announcement. The legal score will be taking a sabbatical for the duration of the semester. I have some very demanding classes as well as the legal score on Wednesday, but we will be having encore presentations of other shows on the McGrath Podcast Network, as well as we have some up and coming talent that will be taking over the reins of those positions, those spots. However, tomorrow morning, bright and early, 8 a.m., join James and B with the Grouch Jack Hirsch for the great debate show in the morning, as well as football is back. The Sunday morning sports show kicks off at 8 a.m. on Sunday mornings before you head to church. It's going to be going into their 2-hour segment soon. Has it started?
No, not yet. It'll start soon.
1 hour, 8 to 9, Stream of Consciousness by Keith Engel. And you guys, any more closing thoughts, Shane?
I just want to give a shout out to you. You are putting down temporarily the legal score because you're keeping your legal scores up.
Oh, thanks, James. Oh man, I love that.
And like I said, I reiterated to you in the text, you keep pounding, girl. That's your mantra. Do it.
You guys hold me up, and I really appreciate it. And all right, with that, guys, we will bid everyone and adieu. And I will see you guys in September on Friday with the Fellas, since I'll be taking my sisters will be going to see Rick Ross next week in Greensboro. Don't stalk us. Don't follow us there. Celebrating my sister's 40th birthday, the youngest tomorrow. But anyway, that's the wrap for tonight. Thanks, everybody. Have an amazing weekend. Peace.